Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Today's video is going to be a little on the rant side because I'm going to be ranting. And it talks about double standards. It talks about the double standards, especially for women, and especially for women in Egypt and in Arabian countries, minus some countries, minus something like the UAE. It doesn't have that much of a problem with this specific topic. And it's the fact that there is a double standard in a lot of... Now, this is a problem worldwide. It always happens, always had been happening, always will happen. Especially if there's a patriarchy or if it's an area where it's like... But the double standard just around the world. And the double standard is men and women get treated differently. Or perceived men and women get treated differently. If you are a woman, you are expected to be softer, to be not rebellious, and to be like more so on the submissive section, and just be like, you put your head down and just like walk around, and you don't do anything wrong, and you don't do anything bad, and you try your best, and you shut up because you have to shut up because this is just how life is, and that's about it. And if you try and be powerful and try and dominate a certain area or a certain work, it's not that you just get fought against. Oh no, you get called some really harsh things and some degrading things, and it's always about quote unquote the honor of the woman, that she can't have reached that area without disregarding her honor. It's like, no, she might be just smart enough and capable enough of doing the job or being in the area that she's been. And she works very hard. Like, she works even harder than most men because of the society and how society is just so against women being in top positions and being the boss of their own and things like that. And it's sad because the whole argument is, if she becomes a career woman, then she will disregard her family. And if she disregards her family, then the next generation is going to be very bad because it's the woman's job to be taking care and to raise the kids and to be this one. While study after study after study after study has shown over and over that it takes two to tango. And it takes two to parent. Yes, kudos to like single parents out there. Whether you're a single dad or a single mom, you have my utter respect for like able to handle being both parents to your child and having to deal with things you like with single dads and their daughters and single moms and their sons, and having to deal with that and puberty, and you have no idea what to do, what's going on, and you have to learn a lot, and you have to it's a trial and error, and you do your best and you work your best so that you can be there for the kids and be able to deal with the kids and be there for the rehearsals and their things and everything like that. And it's really commendable as a single parent. I mean, like I said, I have high respect for that. But again, it takes two to tango. It takes two people to be able to handle a kid, raising a kid, especially in this day and age. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of things to do in order to be a better person and in a better place and in a better situation and better everything. But then it's always it's in Egypt, it's always the woman's fault that things go south. It's always her mistake that things go south. And if God forbid she's like divorced, oh, the irony of the situation when it comes to divorced females. Divorced women in Egypt are basically a grab all by most of the men. It's basically, oh, you're divorced, so you're used, and we can't give you some nice things because and plus I don't want to take care of the kids and things like that. It's infuriating. It's unfair, and I know life is unfair, and you gotta suck it up and deal with it. I get it. Okay, get us. But then I have to think about my own kids. I have to think about my own daughter, and about my son as well, because from every single time you have to have things like that, whether it's misogynistic or misandrist, things like that. For every misogynist, there is a misandrist. For every demeaning thing you do to a woman, there's a demeaning thing that's been done to men. And then for every time you say that a woman's place is in the kitchen, you're gonna get a lot of excuse me, sorry. You're gonna get a lot of like, well, a man's job is to actually like be the breadwinner completely, and he doesn't have to ask the woman to get anything for her and to buy her, and she has to buy everything for her, and he has to make sure that she lives the best life ever, because if he wants her in the kitchen, he better pay up for that. And it has reached a point where it's a competition between the two of us, between the man and the woman. It's just a competition between partners. It's all about what can I get out of this, and how much can I make sure that the person that I win. And once it turns into a winnable situation, both lose, because relationships are not about who wins. Relationships are compromising, are elevating each other. You try to elevate the woman, you try to elevate the man. You try to do the best that you could. You share things, you share even parenting. You have to be a front end. Book after book after book will tell you that you have to be a front end for your children, and that you have to be able to handle your children, and you have to be able to do a lot of things for your children. And yet we continuously demean women, we continuously demonize women, and we continuously, like when we fight women, we fight dirty, we slut shame women. And the slut shaming is even another thing with the double standards, because a guy with multiple partners, multiple female partners is, oh, he's just killing it. He's killing it. This guy is doing awesome. See, he's an alpha. But if a woman has multiple partners, whether it's because of multiple marriages or she had horrible experiences, oh, she gets slut shamed. She gets said so many bad words to her, because there's definitely, oh, you can't have that. You can't do that. You can't have multiple marriages. You can't have like a divorce and get married. You're just being used in this one. And you can't have like multiple anything. But a guy can have multiple partners, and it's okay. I mean, at least can we just like have a little bit of originality, like kind of spice it up a little bit, have a little bit of spicing it up and just changing it a little bit, and maybe one time, I don't know, just be better human. Because if society continues to demonize women and continues to make them sound like they're the end all, meet all, where if a woman is not a certain level, certain situation, certain anything, then she is no longer considered as one, and therefore she is also considered to, she's also basically turned into like a propaganda for like whatever it is you're trying to prove, and it's just a propaganda for that. Anyways, end of rant for now, because if I go on, I'm gonna be like saying really bad words. So bye bye.